Ето къде ще сме до вечера. So we're planning a bonfire for tonight by the river because the guys are gonna go do their own thing with some fish that they caught. So we're like, okay, we're gonna do our own thing by the river, and look what we found. It's perfect. It's faded.
Okay, so I think I have some explaining to do. And let's start with one. No, we're not criminal runaways. We didn't break out of any jails. I think we're pretty clear as far as that goes. There was, and very shockingly, a report apparently of some legitimate criminal runaways, which is really crazy to hear in this area. And they were said to have been running around with tents, hiding from the police. I know this sounds crazy, but the police actually came, so this is how I know this is all true. So here we are doing our daily walk, and we see this tent, and we're like, oh, what a weird coincidence. We were just talking about how we need a tent for our fishing trip tonight. And yeah, we did wonder where this tent came from, but we hadn't heard of any criminals running around our village, so we thought, okay, let's just take it. Big mistake. Okay, here's what happened right from the moment.
И вие с тая палатка там.
Ами ние обясняваме на Стефан къде ще.
Вие сте, а пък гледа Анета ти е в дерето, скрита и се крие.
Тук има съмнително, имат палатки.
Едната се крие, другата лъже.
Като някакъв помпай моряка през банчинела.
Те пък ни видяха оттатък, като разгъвахме.
Да, те това са видели според мен.
Ма той това е видял тракториста и ние излизат от Чубранск. Кога бързо да дойде? Ама то бързо се идва. Ние докато го сгледат, докато...
How funny is all that? I still laugh every time I think about it. But to tie everything together, what really happened is a tractor driver out here who was just going about his daily work happened to see exactly what you're seeing here, a group of people suspiciously opening up a tent. He thought we were the criminals, called the police. The police alerted the whole province, and that's how we were stopped.
Се спускат хайвера.
Luckily, we weren't arrested and we could go about our original goal, which was to look for how the fishing spots look like on the farm and what we predict it's going to look like this year.
Кефала. Чистиш ги. Виж там колко е.
We rely very heavily on our fish and on our river as a whole. So it's very important to us that our fishing season will be strong, and we also have to know which spots are best. We also have to know when to fish and when not to fish. So my boyfriend was actually saying in the beginning that they're releasing their caviar right now, so we cannot fish them anytime soon. We're going to have to wait for them to grow and multiply before any fishing is done. And this goes for the whole village. It's a communal understanding.
Двамата хляб не може.
The next task of the day, and a very important one, was to go meet with the old village shepherd. Because we have a big problem out here, we don't have a designated village shepherd anymore because there's just not enough people and everyone is too old. We were hoping we could convince him, but to no avail. So we went to help Lele Rosa with her newborn. I hope a couple of you guys saw last week's video. She had this beautiful little baby, 2 actually, born last week. So we went to help her with grazing them in case she had any problems. I think we've got pretty happy chickens out here on the farm because everyone in the village just lets them roam freely during the day. We only put them away at night because we're protecting them from foxes and other threats. Sometimes we have jackals who roam up to the village. And this threat right here, not that he eats chickens, but this guy right here, this donkey, always blocks our way whenever we're trying to get back home. He's something.
Не, аз магарето съм. Да, вас не съм ви...
Ами нека бе ще ви го пратят в Америка.
Гледай. I told you I did a good thing. I know I did. Виж какво е направил тук? Да. Стил си дома.
Now that it's spring out here on the farm and the weather is definitely much more mild than it was before, we've begun planting everything that we're going to be eating over the summer, essentially. So this moment here is vital. We have to make sure that everything is going according to plan. This is one of the more exciting times on the farm because you can feel the hustle and bustle of everybody finally coming out of their winter homes and beginning to take care of their crops. So the way we water all of our crops is we pull water directly from our village river. We have a river that runs right outside of the farm. And yes, the river that you saw us scoping for fish is the same river, but I'm talking about this area right here that's directly outside of the farm. This is where we pull water from. And the way we do this is with these big water pumps. Now, this is perhaps the most important part of life out here. We have to be very careful not to exhaust our river. We have learned to work with nature and follow the natural cycle. And in the fall, the water rush is so hard that it actually knocked over that old bridge over there. Actually, let me show you a pretty old clip that I filmed before I even thought about YouTube of the old bridge from on top of the old bridge. This is my special spot. I come here at night and just look at the stars. I listen to the jackals howling. Yes, it does get a little bit scary, but I've been doing this since I was like 5. So I would run away from home and climb this bridge. Nobody would really know. I would get in a lot of trouble later when they found out because it is, I guess, a little bit dangerous at night. But here is the bridge. It's really a special spot. Now back to the river though, I want to make sure you guys really understand how important it is to take care of our river because we do have a lot of drought here. We don't get a lot of rain. Usually we get a downpour all at once if we're lucky, but rain is always a problem. If we water our crops properly and care for them the right way, this is what our lettuce is going to look like in just a few weeks. Lettuce grows really quickly. Yeah, those of you who've been with us on this adventure, you know that life on the farm requires constant repairs. We are under renovation still, but I can see from now that we're going to be constantly repairing stuff. My favorite time of day, eating time. And it's a big event for us every time we sit to eat because we always gather. We invite people over or we gather our family and we just eat as a group, which is the best thing in the world. So I'm showing you here some of what we make. We make fresh cheese, which has nothing to do with the cheese from the store. It's much creamier, much richer in flavor, much less salty, and just much, much better. And here, this is heaven on earth. Okay guys, can you imagine that I never drank milk in New York? I absolutely hated milk. I thought it tasted disgusting until I came on the farm and tried real milk straight from the cow, or sheep, or goat for that matter. It is the most incredible thing that you've ever tasted. I wake up in the middle of the night now just to run down to the fridge and grab a cold glass of milk. Just remember that farm fresh milk has to be boiled, which is what I was doing here just moments ago. I wanted to show you guys this old stove. And talking about old things old, look at this old type of broom. This is a traditional broom, and we still use this when our store-bought broom breaks. Actually, really funny fact about Bulgaria, you can still regularly see those old brooms used in big cities like Sofia, for example, by the street cleaners. And yeah, we're an old school country. I know it may look like I'm perpetually sweeping, but this is what happens when you don't sweep. This is my grandpa's house. It's a sore spot for me still, so I haven't made a video on it yet, but this is a perfect example of what happens if you don't sweep literally daily. The only thing I never understood with the amount of sweeping we do out here is why do people insist on making these short brooms? It hurts your back. I know it gives you more proximity, but it drives me crazy. Speaking of crazy, do I look crazy to you guys yet? I hope not, because this princess over here, I'm sorry, queen, if you don't take her for a walk every day, she runs away, and then I have to go chasing her at night with the jackals. And yes, this video taken here was when I was actually out searching for her. I wasn't worried because she's done this before, and I know that I'll find her, but the first time was scary. That's a whole nother day. For now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time.